So, you just graduated with a computer science degree, and now you're wondering, where's the job offer? If that's you, then you're in the right place. We're going to break down the exact steps you need to take to go from feeling like you have a blank slate to getting hired in today's market. Let's get right into it.
Does this sound a little too familiar? This is a real quote from a grad, and man, it just captures a frustration that thousands of people are feeling right now. You did the work, you got the degree, but the opportunities just aren't showing up. It is a really tough and honestly a pretty disheartening spot to be in.
But look, here is the absolute most important thing you need to hear. You are not alone in this, and there is a clear path forward. This isn't about what you did wrong. It's about needing a new strategy for the job market we have today. And we're going to lay out a clear, actionable plan for you.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about the graduate's dilemma. Then, we'll dive into your new job hunt strategy. The real core of this is a 4-week reset plan. After that, we'll use MongoDB as a perfect case study for a power skill. And finally, we'll show you exactly how to learn it.
So, what's really going on here? Well, the old playbook of just getting a job through campus placements, it's just not as reliable anymore. Companies now expect graduates to walk in the door with practical, hands-on skills. Your degree is still super important, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough all by itself.
And that brings us to a huge mindset shift. Since you can't just rely on campus placements anymore, you have to become your own training and placement officer. What does that mean? It means you've got to actively go out and create opportunities instead of just passively waiting for them to find you.
Okay, let's get tactical. Instead of just spamming that easy apply button, you've got to be strategic. Use platforms like Unstop to get into coding challenges that prove what you can do. Use Well-Found to connect directly with startups that are hiring. Of course, keep an eye on the big job boards, but go deeper. Use smart Boolean searches on LinkedIn to find actual recruiters. And here's a pro tip: cold email engineering managers directly, not HR. And please don't forget your alumni network for referrals. It's all about being proactive everywhere.
Now for the heart of our strategy. A 4-week plan to build the one thing recruiters are desperate to see: proof of your skills. If you feel like you have nothing to show for all your hard work, this is your sprint. This is how you build a portfolio that actually gets you noticed. Let's do this.
The plan is super simple and totally focused. Week 1, it's all about building one solid project. Week 2 is about showing it off the right way on GitHub. Week 3 is about rewriting your resume to make that project the star. And only then, in week 4, do you start that strategic hunt we just talked about.
So, the most important part of week 1 is building a project that's, well, not trivial. Recruiters have seen a million calculator apps and to-do lists. What they haven't seen is your unique personal expense tracker with user accounts or a full-stack MERN application. MERN, that's MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. A project like that shows you can actually handle some complexity.
Okay, so this is the perfect time to start thinking. What kind of app are you actually excited to build? Maybe a job tracker for your job hunt, or a clone of a social media site? Drop your ideas in the comments below. Let's get some ideas flowing, and seriously, if you have any questions about getting started, just ask.
All right, once the project's built, you have to show it off. Committing to GitHub every day creates that awesome green contribution graph. It's such a powerful visual signal that shows you're consistent and dedicated. Then, you redo your resume. Since you don't have formal experience, your project section is the star of the show. Put it right at the top.
We just mentioned building a project with a modern tech stack. So let's zoom in on one of those technologies, MongoDB, as a case study. We want to see how mastering just one in-demand skill can totally transform your job search. And while we're using MongoDB as an example, this whole idea applies to other power skills too, like AWS or Docker.
And here's the why. A quick search on job sites right now shows over 13,000 active job openings in India that require MongoDB skills. That's not some niche technology. That is a mainstream, high-demand skill that companies are hiring for as we speak.
You might be wondering, how is such a popular tool free to learn and use? Well, MongoDB uses a classic freemium model. They give away amazing tools for free, which builds this massive community of developers like you. Then, they make their money selling advanced services to big companies. For you, this means the ecosystem is super stable and always growing.
And you can see that growth right in their revenue numbers. This consistent upward trend shows that MongoDB is a really healthy company that's constantly investing in its own technology. For you, that's a huge green flag. It means the skills you're learning today will likely be in demand for a long, long time. It signals job security.
And diving just a little deeper, you can see that the key numbers investors look at show the company is really profitable and the market is super confident in its future. This is fantastic news for anyone building a career on their tech, because it just screams stability and growth.
Okay, so you see the opportunity. The demand is there, the company is strong. The next logical question is, how do you actually learn it as a fresher? Let's map out the quickest, most efficient path to get you from zero to totally proficient. Here it is, your roadmap. And honestly, it's very straightforward. First, start with the official free courses at MongoDB University. They're excellent. Then, set up a free database on their cloud service, Atlas. Next, you just practice the 4 core operations: create, read, update, and delete. Once you're comfortable, you build that MERN project we talked about. And finally, to really knock it out of the park in interviews, you learn some advanced topics like indexing.
So let's end with this thought. Your degree was absolutely essential. It got you to the starting line. But in today's market, the race is won by what you can build, your proof of work. That's your new story. So what story are you going to tell? If this explainer helped you map out your next steps, please give it a like and subscribe for more guides just like this one. Thanks for tuning in.